Rises, the liquids expand downwards the left-hand tube and upwards the right-hand tube. When the temperature drops, the liquid contracts downwards the right-hand tube and upwards the left-hand tube. The temperatures are observed from time to time.
Sir, how do you begin new readings for the day? Do you pour out the liquids and start afresh, or what do you do?
That's very good. There is a magnet used to pull the two liquids downwards the tube until they touch the surfaces of the mercury, ready for the next reading. Come closer. Please have these thermometers and observe them carefully. Do not break any. Okay, let us now have them back.
Wait a minute. I've not even seen it, you.
Is everybody satisfied?
Yes.
Good. Pupils, let's move closer to the other end.
You're blocking me, you.
Please stand in a semicircle, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, look at the ground. What can you see?
Sir, I can see a container.
Good. What am I holding now?
That looks like a glass jar.
Good. Look at this other item. What is this?
Sir, that is a funnel.
That is right. Now, the container, glass jar, and funnel are what we call a rain gauge. A what?
A rain gauge.
Good. It is used for measuring the amount of water inside it. It is usually emptied and put ready to collect every day's rain water.
Sir, why is it separated completely from everything else?
A rain gauge is usually put in an open place in order not to be sheltered from the rain so that it can do its job properly. It should also not gather water from the roof. It should strictly gather water from rain. You can also see the funnel is high up in the ground. This is to stop the drops of water from bouncing back to the container.
Sir,
Yes?
why is the container below the ground level?
The container is below the ground level so that the water inside it does not evaporate very quickly, especially when it is hot. Well, because of time, we have to move on. Let's go. Here, we have three other instruments. One is for measuring wind. Look at the wind vane on our left-hand side. Do you see it?
Yes,
Sir.
It has a compass point. This one that looks like a balloon is a windsock, and this one with cups is an anemometer. Please observe carefully and tell me the difference.
Sir, a wind vane is used to measure the direction of the wind according to the compass points.
But sir, what about the windsock? Is it not measuring the direction of wind?
Yes, they all show the direction of the wind. But a windsock has a cylindrical barb and cannot be used to give accurate direction of the wind. While a wind vane consists of a large arrow, like a pointer, which always points in the direction from which the wind is blowing. Tell me something about an anemometer.
I think an anemometer moves round. It does that slowly or even sometimes faster.
Good. An anemometer is used to measure the speed of wind. When the wind is strong, it moves fast. But when it's calm, it's slow. Quickly, let's move to the other side. What can you see here?
Sir, a bowl, a glass tube, and some liquid.
Very good. That liquid is mercury. That is what we call a barometer. It is used to measure air pressure. Mercury moves upwards and downwards the tube as the air pressure changes. Finally, here we have the hygrometer. This is the instrument we use for measuring the amount of water vapor in the air.
But sir,
Yes?
why are there two bulbs?
Well, one bulb is a dry bulb and the other bulb is a wet bulb wrapped in a muslin cloth dipped in water. When it is dry, the water evaporates from the muslin, cooling the bulb, but when it is humid, little water evaporates from the muslin and the bulb is not cooled so much. Now, Each one of you can have a chart showing weather instruments and a few handouts on how to measure and record the findings. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much for spending time with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ndubi, for spending time to help us.
You're welcome, Mwalimu.
We have visited the weather station. Which are some of the instruments we saw, Atieno?
We saw a rain gauge, a thermometer, and a barometer.
We also saw a hygrometer, a windsock, a wind vane, and an anemometer.
That is right. Class teacher, ask your pupils to draw, label, and explain the uses of the weather instruments after this lesson. In today's lesson, we have learned the traditional ways of observing weather. Which were the traditional ways of observing the weather?
People observed the clouds in the sky, phases of the moon, blowing of the wind, behavior of the birds, and the trail of ants.
Thank you, Mwangi. How else was weather observed, Atieno?
Weather was observed through croaking of frogs, behavior of cattle, shedding of trees, and the appearance of the rainbow.
Very good. We also learned about weather instruments. They are used for observing, measuring, and recording weather. Which are some of these, Atieno?
Some of these are rain gauge, which is used for measuring rainfall, barometer, which is used for measuring air pressure, hygrometer, which is used for measuring humidity, windsock, wind vane, and anemometer, which are respectively used to measure strength, direction, and speed of wind, and last but not least, thermometer, which is used for measuring temperature.
Very good, Atieno. And with that, we come to the end of our lesson for today.